What's up, gang? Crash Recovery here. Ryan, some of you all know me. Gonna finish up this little review on this little quad here, the H98. Gonna use the camera on it today. Been playing with it inside the house because it has snowed its butt off. I've got drifts over 3.5 feet of snow in the backyard, into the front yard. Stuff that's taller than my snowblower. So I can't really go outside and play with this thing because I don't want to get it soaked. I don't think it's going to handle the water very well. So what we're going to do is we're just going to play with it in the house here, in this room. Got it cleaned up pretty good. So what I'll do is I'll leave the camera on and I'll move it out of the way. And then I'll turn this one on. And I figured out the remote. So I can turn the camera on, I'll fly it around, let you guys see it. I've been able to get some flips inside the house, surprisingly. It'll sit right on the ground, press the button, pull it back, it'll flip. No problem. Doesn't skyrocket, doesn't go crazy. The gyro on this, for what it is actually quite good. It doesn't, I mean, especially when it does the flips. Really nice. Real quick, real snappy flips. And it levels right back out, and it doesn't drift when it goes over. So it does its front flip or back flip, and it's right there. It just gives itself a little bit of throttle to do it, and then it goes. You can hear the props bend a little bit, especially with the prop guards on it. You might hear them grab it every once in a while, but otherwise they're not bad. I've only had one prop guard. Which one is it? When I went to put the screw in, this one right here, the screw was already, the plastic was already stripped out. I didn't barely even put the thread in, and I started putting it in, and it just wasn't grabbing. All the other three grabbed perfectly, held in great. It's holding. I don't know how well it's going to hold if I bang onto that one, but otherwise, the feet. My only issue with the feet is the opening to get that screw in there. I kept dropping them. It's a real small hole. And the screwdriver they give you it's not magnetized. You can fix that with one of those magnetizing tools. But regardless, trying to fit that in there and get it in here, it was kind of a pain in the butt. Maybe something that snaps in would probably be better, especially with the size of this. Something that just kind of like pops in, little rings, just snap, and you can pop them in and out instead of having to get your tool. Because especially if you're out flying this, say in your backyard, or you bring it to a friend's house or whatnot, and you don't bring any tools, you just bring the charger and all that, they may not have a screwdriver small enough to fit this. So, well, say you break a prop, or break a prop, or you break the prop guard, or you break one of these landing gears and snap them off, or bend it, or twerk it, or do whatever. Well, you can't use it now because now you can't get that out. So if you make these parts, kind of pop in and stay, it's the nature of the beast, honestly. So what I'm going to do is we're going to set this down, and we're going to go do some video with it. Alright? Alright, let me show you something here real quick. So, as you can see, I had to do a little repairs. This white cord that came in the plug that normally sits in here came out. So I had to take about 25 or so screws, and my hands are cramped. This is a tiny little screwdriver. Alright? This thing is a pain in the butt to use. Alright, but you gotta use it. Anyways, so I pulled that out. It just made it easier. So I plugged it in, and now you can see you got the blue light. So, once you have the blue light, you have two options to do this, alright? So, I don't know how well I'll be able to show you. If you press up, you're going to take a picture. If you push in, it should start flashing. Okay, maybe I got that backwards. It was working a second ago, I swear. Okay, so I got a steady light. I get it. Alright, turn it off. That's what it is. Alright. So you pull down on it, steady. Video's recording. So this thing probably looks all types of goofy when I'm doing this. And then you press up to take a picture. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go back out again. And we're going to fly this around in the room. And then what I'll do is I'll patch in some video, mix it in here, so you can actually see how well this little 2 gigabyte or whatever camera it is. Alright, so give me a quick second here. Throttle is really touchy with this camera on it. I don't know what the deal is. It didn't fly like this with the camera on it before. I mean, well, I didn't have the camera on, but I didn't, wasn't using the camera. So I don't know. And there goes the camera go again. Alright, so obviously that's a problem. This gear door does not, battery door, whatever you want to call it, does not want to stay intact. I mean, it's so loose, I'm going to have to get a strap or something eventually. I'm not going to do it right now, but alright, so here's the deal. I'm going to review the video that I got from that, see how it is, but so far, without the camera, it flies great. You don't have to worry about anything. You put the camera on it, and something, I don't know what it is, maybe I did something different, I don't know, but that door does not want to stay shut. I don't know if it's just because it's that tiny little weight and the vibration and everything, but it keeps popping open. So, and I don't know if it's also the throttle response, has anything to do with the camera being on there. I saw a difference. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to fly it here real quick, and I'll let you guys know. All right? All right, final thoughts. Review the camera footage. What do you expect out of a 2 meg or 2 gig or whatever they said it was, a little megapixel thing? I'm looking at a still from it. It's all right, but these props are so out of balance, and because it's, the gear off the motor to a big gear on it, the vibration on this thing is just insane. So the jello is just horrible. But then again, it is $30 on GearBest right now. So overall, if I was given the option, if I had to buy this and go for it, I probably would, especially for a beginner. The Nano QX is, like this size right in here. All right, so this is bigger. I didn't measure the props. I should have done that, but I didn't. But it's bigger. All right. I honestly think the gyro on this, the stabilization that it's got built into it, is a little bit better than the Nano. But then again, the Nano is more maneuverable because you can take it out of the self level, auto level, and go full crazy with it. Alright, this you can't. The only way you can get it to flip is if you press a button and yank the stick back, or to the side, or whatever direction you want it to flip. That's the only way you're going to flip this. Otherwise, it goes about that far. That's about it. Forget flying this in the wind, because you'll struggle going against it, and it's so light that when you turn around to go the other way, the wind is going to chuck this thing. I was flying it, you saw in the other video, I kept looking over behind me. Well, that was over the house. This thing almost went over the house 2 or 3 times. So it is really light. It doesn't do well. It's bigger, so obviously the wind catches it, where the Nano just kind of gets blown around and then you just can't do anything with it. Nano is definitely better for an indoor. I could fly it around this room no problem, and I have. This in here, now I did find something out. Alright, and as you can see, this red strap, that is my solution to hold that door on. Alright, so on this remote, and I don't know if it's just me thinking it or not, with the camera off, alright, so the camera's not connected on there. Obviously down and up controls whether you're taking a picture or you're taking video. You press this in and you get a double beep. It's almost like it's a throttle response control, kind of like you did with this button here for the low, medium, and high rates. It's almost like that, because once I pressed that, it was a whole nother quad. It flew easy. The throttle response wasn't crazy, so I was able to get it to work. So I was looking through the manual in here. It says nothing about it. The only thing that says that switch is supposed to be for is for the camera. It's not even a throttle trim. It's camera on the labeled on there. So I don't know if it's something they missed, something they added. I don't know. But I definitely noticed a difference when I pressed it and I got the 2 beeps. The throttle response was just crazy. Pressed it again and it was like a tame quad flying around in this room. No problem. I wasn't bouncing it off the ceilings like I was earlier. All right. So controller, it's a Chinese controller. I mean, they label this as an LCD screen. It's a sticker, I think. Yeah, it's a sticker. It doesn't do anything. The gimbals are nice. There's just enough tension on them so you know they're there, and it springs back real quick. Throttle locks or stays in the position you put it. For those of you that are used to some of the ones that have the ratcheting, you could say, it doesn't do that. It's a slide. It's a very smooth slide. They're very smooth. All right. Otherwise, for a beginner for $30, yes, I highly recommend this little quad. I won't use it for anything that's any more than having some fun in the backyard on a nice calm day. Video is video. It's a cheap little camera. I don't really know much to say about it. I don't do cameras very well. So, but otherwise, yeah. Take a look at the link. I'll put the link back in the description of this video as well, once I find it again in my emails. But give this one a shot. If you're looking for something more, GearBest has a bunch of them on there. They're all very, very reasonable price. Like I said, this combo with everything, with the camera, $30? Who can go wrong with that? For an entry-level beginner quad, go for it. So, and on that note, alright guys, I'm going to end this video. It was a pleasure doing this video for you guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one.